The project in Uganda is about managerial training. Goes beyond managerial training to actually one-on-one consulting. The idea is to expose these micro-entrepreneurs in Uganda to some of the best managers in the world in a way that is feasible for everybody. And the consulting is done on Skype, usually on Skype or telephone. And the idea is that Grow Movement recruits the volunteer consultant. Grow also recruits the entrepreneurs, the micro-entrepreneurs, and matches them, and then provides them training to have 12 sessions of consulting over 6 months, where the first few sessions are really about understanding each other and understanding the business in which this person operates. And the other sessions are then to actually provide serious one-on-one consulting about the business, about the specific aspects of the business, and actually how to improve it and perform better. The entrepreneurs are recruited by them having to satisfy 3 criteria. The first, they must operate out of a physical establishment. So these are not entrepreneurs who might be on the road selling shoes and then here today, gone tomorrow, but they actually have a physical establishment. 2, they must have recorded a sale, at least one sale in the last 3 months. So it is actually a business that has some intention to be ongoing. And 3, we do a screening for what we call growth orientation. Because if these entrepreneurs are not interested in growing their business, if they are quite satisfied the way they are, then really the scope of the training is going to be limited. So we screen them for growth orientation, and based on how much they score on that screening questionnaire, we decide whether or not to recruit them. The output measures that we will focus on: sales, profits, and employment growth. Because at the end, we believe that large-scale employment growth in many of these countries can come if each of these tens of thousands of micro-entrepreneurs can add 1 or 2 employees, then you're going to see significant employment growth. The research actually has a lot of public policy implications. One is from the donor standpoint. When we do our diagnostic analysis of what works and what didn't work, we should be able to identify for the donors where should they put their money and to whom should they give the money. We can also identify which sort of sectors within the economy might actually be beneficial for entrepreneurial activity, and that from a government standpoint they can then prioritize for. So for example, is it retailing, is it telecommunication, is it other forms of micro-entrepreneur businesses that actually have done and well and benefited from these consulting sessions? Then the governments can prioritize where they can put their limited resources in terms of consulting. And additionally, I think at the moment these consultants come from all over the world. But in many of these countries, so if you take a country like India, there are very good consultants in the major cities who could actually help their counterparts in the rural areas actually to grow their businesses. So we can actually make this sort of a franchise model for Grow that could actually allow them to adapt this model to the local conditions in each of those respective countries.